different agendas, different values, and that is a family. But also God had his values in the garden. When God planted the garden, he put man there and he told him, this tree must not be touched. I've given you everything. But even before I go far, somebody asked, what is the image of God? And somebody was asking, how many images does God as a person or God as a trinity, how many images are in him? Because we are so much different, we look so different. The image of God goes beyond how you look. The image of God is authority. The image of God is dominion. The image of God is in what he gave us to procreate. We are in the image of God because we can command the rest of other creatures. We can rule and govern them. The image does not stop on the physical appearance. However, the Bible also talks about the physical appearance of God. God has hands. That's why you pray, God touch me. Because you believe he has hands. But the image of God goes beyond the physical appearance. And it goes in what God can do. So when he planted the garden, he put restrictions. That when it comes to the tree in the middle of the garden, you will not eat of its fruits. Reason? Not because he wanted to tempt us. No. Because he knew, even if it wasn't a tree, if the devil would come, the devil would come. And there would be something else. People tend to ask, if Jesus was not crucified at the cross, what else? Any death that Jesus would face, if the Bible wanted it to be, or if God professed that it would be like that, that death would be enough for our salvation. Any death he would take. You see, people love questions of if. Now, if Adam didn't eat and Eve had eaten, what would happen? And you see, life would do not work in speculations and if. The if clause that will never happen. If I was a daughter to Museveni, you will never be. Don't dream like that. But you can change that and say, I'm determined to be somebody that people would wish to be their mother. You understand? But today you cannot change about your background. No, there is nothing you can change. You were born in that family. He is your father, he is your mother, and you can change nothing. I want to let you know that. And never regret. You cannot change anything. You cannot change anything. You cannot change anything. The monster. Revelation chapter number 12, verse number 12. The Bible says, therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. For the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he knows he has a short time. When you read Revelation chapter number 12, verse number 7 says, a war broke out in heaven. When God created man, one of his creatures were not happy. Because God had given us the world. He had given us authority. And we are created in a special way. And the Bible says one of the angels known as Lucifer was not happy of how we are created and what God gave us. And the creature wanted to be like God. And the creature wanted to assume powers that were not given to him. And the creature, evilness began in the heart of that creature. It started as admiration. You see, that's how sin begins. You admire someone. You want to come so close and touch someone. When you touch, you want to eat. When you eat, you want to eat again. Until it becomes a habit. Until it becomes an addiction. Until it is a behavior. Until it is a life that you live. It began slowly. And then the devil started developing in the heart of Lucifer. Evilness began in a heart. And the Bible says that he was cast out of heaven because heavens could not have such a one. People tend to ask, why didn't God kill the devil? Because he knew he would come and spoil us and spoil the world. No, the guy had convinced a third of the angels of the heavenly host that God has a government which is of a dictator, and we must fight the government of God. So killing the devil could not solve the problem, but leaving the devil to live a life that he wanted, and then he becomes a bad example. You see, I want to let you know and also to warn you, never act as a bad example. You are studying here, but if you don't watch out, according to the way I see you, whenever you go to school, you pass by there is a gentleman's room where you go. You will act as a bad example. And teachers will be referring others to you. Don't you see? Now she's pregnant. You are a bad example. Don't become a bad example. So God left the devil to be alive because he feared nothing. But he wanted the rest of angels to learn from the devil that the devil has chosen, and what he has chosen is a bad choice. And it was until everyone in heaven was convinced that what the devil has done is not okay, and so he was chased out of heaven. He was cast out of heaven. And then he visited our first parents. But God had warned them, because God, who knows the end from the beginning, he had warned them in Genesis 2:17, but the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die. And underline the word surely die. God had a reason. I'll look at it. The Bible says that the reason is why the devil, or Lucifer, was cast out of heaven is that he was proud of his beauty. And here Lucifer was beautiful according to the Bible. You see, there is an image that people portray and shade for the devil which is not true. The Bible says the guy was beautiful. And I want beautiful people here to be warned. And I want also to warn boys that want to be beautiful. As a man, you must stop at handsomeness. But when you see a man growing beauty, when you see a boy trying to work upon his nails, he's buying some lip balms, a boy